Brodes Media.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Before my face turns purple, because I can't stand this damn conversation, but I'm so disgusted at the same time. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Over on Twitter, at Brodes Media, we are running a giveaway where you have an opportunity to win an Eagles pullover sweater. It's beautiful. Pin to the top of the profile, retweet the tweet, follow at Brodes Media. It's that simple. And with that being said, enjoy the show. Ben Simmons does not shoot a basketball. Ben Simmons does not shoot a basketball. How does he not comprehend the scenario that's going on right now? Here we go again. Here's the news resurfacing again. The Woj bomb that dropped today that Ben Simmons will not report, intends to never play another game for the franchise again. This is not new news. Keith Pompey dropped this story in the Inquirer just a couple weeks ago. So this is not new information. What's happening, though, training camp is getting closer. And this was one of my concerns when we were debating what should Daryl Morey do? How should the Sixers organization handle this? I was afraid once things start kicking off and once it starts getting kicked into gear, no one cares about Tyrese Maxey growing, Matisse Thybulle taking the next step, Joel Embiid playing just as consistent as he did last year, Tobias Harris being the Robin role for Joel Embiid like he was last year throughout the regular season, and he does need to improve in the postseason. But instead of questions about the sport of basketball, none of that matters. It's what's going on with Ben. How are you going to trade Ben? What are you looking for Ben? Where you continue to find Ben Simmons throughout training camp. It's Ben. And are you doing your team a disservice, your franchise a disservice? Here's what I do know. I know I'm pissed off today. I knew that this hit a nerve early. When I saw it, I couldn't stand the reports by Jason Dumas or whoever the hell he is saying that there's organized groups that are going to sit out of Camden to boo him at the practice facility. What? And Ben Simmons doesn't want any part of that? What? What are we saying here? See, I believe that Jason or Clutch Sports is going to bring people to that area just to record it, to blast it on social media. It's going to be them to make us look bad. Their storyline, let's make the fans of Philadelphia look like the worst. When this is so simple, we are asking for a basketball player in the National Basketball Association to improve, to get better, to grow. You get paid to be a basketball player. Be one. Think about the steps Joel Embiid has made throughout his career. Come on, Ben. The hell is this? It's garbage is what it is. But nobody's ever told him, his entire team, if you will, around him, family members, agencies, you're doing great, Ben. Look at your numbers, Ben. You're up there with the best of them, Ben. Except one thing you forgot. He sucks at shooting. See, I tweeted this out. Your daily reminder, or I don't know if I used the word daily in there because I don't tweet it out daily, so I did not put daily in there. Your reminder that Ben Simmons is in the NBA and can't shoot a basketball. And the amount of responses that said this, he's unwilling. He can, but he's unwilling. It's not that he can, he just won't, and that's worse. And I get you. I understand what you're trying to say. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why he won't. Because he can't. If he could, he would. He can't, and he won't get any better at it. Because his instincts do not tell him to do it. And when you're in a big, high-pressure situation, when adversity hits, when the moment is loud, your instincts take over. And his instincts are not good enough. So, I'd be willing to trade him for the D'Angelo Russells, the Colin Sextons, all that. Because if you still have hope that you wait out until you get a Damian Lillard, you're going to be sitting there like a fool forever. But here's where I might change my thought process a little bit. I want him out of town so we can focus on the sport of basketball. I believe that that's important. At the same time, I don't want this guy to win. And screw Clutch Sports and the way that they're handling this. It's how it works. But screw them. With Ben Simmons, if you're going to acquire that secondary tier type of players that I just mentioned to you, younger, mid-20s, point guard, Sexton, average 20-plus points per game, right? That level of player. Malcolm Brogdon, Buddy Hield, Halliburton, Bagley. You're going to get that 3, 4, 5 months down the road, too. There's a reason why, because it's one-sided in terms of potential, right? There's a reason why, which means you're selling pennies on the dollar. And yeah, he ain't worth $1. I'll tell you that for free. Maybe it's potential pennies on the dollar, but he ain't no dollar. Comes up small in playoff moments. I've never seen in my life this guy just evaporates from existence. When he has the ability to take control of an entire game. We talk about how special it is for one man in basketball to annihilate the opposition. One mismatch could be the difference. He could do it if he put his mind to it, but instead, nope, I don't care. My family tells me I'm good. And I like to say that he's unaware, but him putting John Wall on his Instagram story, oh, he knows what he's doing there. He's poking the damn bear. He's lucky no one's lining up organized groups to boo his ass going into the Camden facility. And by the way, that's impossible. The only way that you would be able to see him is if you camped way out. And then while he walked from his car to the front door, you could say, boo! That's what you can do from an extreme distance. So if that's what he's worried about, what? If that's really his fear, oh man, is he soft as hell? And we already know that he's soft. It's ridiculous. Back to my point though. You can acquire that 4 months from now, those style of pieces. So make him pay. Make him rot. Find his ass over and over again. Because you're going to receive a Brogdon or a Sexton or a Halliburton. You're going to get that anyway. So if you're going to get it anyway, be petty about it. And you're not even shitting his ass. He won't even show up. But make him look like more of a loser. The way that Woj tweeted it out, though, definitely struck us in a way because of the intends to never play another game for this franchise. It's just crazy. You made Ben Simmons, okay? Ben Simmons, you made Doc Rivers look like a fool, a Hall of Fame coach who stood for you every second of the way. Except for after Game 7 when you blew it, but you just don't recognize that. Did you see my assists? Did you see my rebounds? Did you see Trae Young? Ben, did you see the fourth quarter in multiple games? I heard a caller today on Sports Talk Radio bring this name up. Rondo did it. First off, Rondo was way more willing than Ben Simmons is right now. Ben Simmons is actually afraid to play the game. Rondo was a mean motherfucker out there. See, it goes back to Draymond Green. Draymond Green might not shoot very well, even though he's willing, but his energy is so damn lethal to the team, even if he's not scoring. If Ben Simmons isn't scoring and he's doing nothing for the team. But let's say Rondo. Fine, let's say we give you Rondo. You know what Rondo is? 1 out of 1 billion. I don't want those chances. I don't want those odds. It's embarrassing. Isn't he embarrassed? He's going to have to develop the shot or it ain't going to work. Or you're just going to be on a team every single damn year that doesn't get it done. See, imagine, because players want out all the time. Anthony Davis wants out of New Orleans, right? People want out of town. But why? Why is it? They're normally not good. Their team's not good enough. Ben Simmons is begging to get out of town on a team that finished the first overall seed in the Eastern Conference. That's not good enough. Do you see how silly that looks? And seriously, you made Doc look like a fool. You should feel ashamed. We knew that Doc knew when Kevin Kincaid of Crossing Broad pushed on him after one of those games, and then he ends up pulling Ben Simmons in the fourth quarter anyway. Don't you think that maybe you should look into, or have you ever looked into taking Ben Simmons off the floor for a natural point guard due to the spacing? Why would I ever do that? Do you see Ben Simmons' talent? Yeah, Doc, we do. And we see what he doesn't do. And it's devastating to this team. So yeah, Doc, we do see it. Do you? But he knew. He's not a dumb guy. He's playing the game, and he's coddling Ben like the entire organization did since the day he stepped foot in this city. And now all of a sudden, he doesn't see how this occurred? Everybody else's fault but mine. It's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Even in the soft era that we live in as a society, this is the lowest of the low of the low of the low. Why is nobody in his corner actually demanding better from him? Yo, dude. If I'm his father, yo, dude, let's go. You're better than this. And I want to be like, you're damn right I am. So when Doc Rivers, after Game 7, mentions that he doesn't know if Ben Simmons could win as a point guard and win a championship as a point guard, you know what I'd say? If I'm Ben, I got you, coach. I got you. I'll show you, baby. Let's go. With a good attitude on it. Good attitude with a little snarl in it too, right? With a little bit of passion behind it. Like, all right, coach, I'll show you. I got you. I was bad. See, I wonder if you ask Ben Simmons, can I have a description on how you thought this series played out? Ben, rank your postseason play for me, please. What would he say? What would his honest opinion be? I have no idea. I actually feel that he would say it was okay, which is the problem. Who's going to want Ben? There'll be teams. Why? Because you're going to bring back guys that you could be okay with losing. It's the Buddy Hields, it's the Sextons, it's the Brogdons. Nice names, okay names, not special names. Ben Simmons isn't special, though. You're talking about the potential to be special, but we haven't seen any sort of steps in the right direction to think that that's worth it or to think that that's good enough, what he's provided and the path that he's on as he's moving like a damn snail, a damn turtle. He'll have the postseason or the regular season success wherever he goes. It won't matter in postseason basketball. So if you were to play the hardball game and force him to pay fines and suspend him and whatever it is, fine him, it's not pay him, that punishment, and it bleeds into the regular season a bit after training camp, I actually think you have enough to win games in this regular season. It's the NBA. It's the NBA. You'll play the Detroit Pistons. You'll play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, you might see a Boston Celtics team with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart that you might come up short just a tad. Or you might see one of those West Coast swings where it gets a little bit ugly or whatever the case may be. But if we're thinking about 82 games or so, if they had to play this season with Maxey as your point guard because Ben Simmons is not showing up and he's not being a part of this team, but he's contractually obligated to do so, with Tyrese Maxey, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, you can win regular season games. Trust me. Guys sit out, back-to-backs, not playing their top guns. You see a lot of teams that don't even deserve to be playing professional basketball throughout the regular season. Teams don't care. They're on the road. They went out the night before. It's the regular season. You could get by and ride it into the playoffs if he was to painfully not show up, and that's what we went through drama-wise over 82. Now, that's an extreme, right? You're talking about, well, maybe by the trade deadline, someone would get desperate, or when time moves forward, there's that what if. What if Ben Simmons finally something clicked in his head? What if Ben Simmons realizes that he wants to play the damn game? I don't know, whatever. It's not to play the sport here, but it's just in terms of getting out of town instead of fighting back on a specific city. I don't know. I don't know what's going to shape up over the next handful of weeks in training camp and whatnot, but it sure is getting ugly, and it's so annoying. See, I guess I'm just wired differently. A lot of us are wired differently to the point where if I'm not doing something well enough, I want to be told. And if I have more potential, it would be nice to, hey, bros, look, I see a lot in you. If you work on X, Y, and Z, and you establish certain areas of your game, if you will, whether it's sports talk radio, whether it's something else that I do in life, I see so much in you. If you do X, Y, and Z, you can be elite. You can be fascinating. You can rule this damn league. If I'm told something similar to that in this form of work that I do, I'm so pumped. I'm working every single day. I'm nonstop blood, sweat, and tears until I get to the top. But Ben has been told since he was a child that you are great. Don't work on your craft. You're good the way that you are. And Doc Rivers told him that. Now, he was probably informed to be handling it that way by the front office, by the ownership, because it's something that's always been a part of the Sixers since Ben Simmons has gotten here. Brett Brown started it early. Then it transitioned into a more of a fiery approach, but I had to battle with Brett Brown haters for so damn long, telling me that the reason Ben Simmons doesn't shoot a basketball is because of Brett Brown. It was the most silly, dumb, foolish take I ever heard. You cannot make somebody do it. He either is willing or he's not. And there is something that is in his brain. As a basketball player, there's really no one who has this problem. But Ben Simmons' head, it's just so different, where I don't want to shoot. What? You're a basketball player, dude. All I ever want to do when I play basketball is shoot the damn basketball. Who runs away? Who does that? Who doesn't want the big moments? Ben Simmons, apparently. It's crazy. I wonder if this is a positive for the team, though, itself. And what I mean by that is, look, this is a disastrous situation. I don't want to be here. You're probably going to get something really poor by the end of it and go, oh, my God, I can't believe we got that as our acquisition from the Ben Simmons trade based off of what could have been in years past when his ceiling was significantly higher. But when Bryce Harper, who's a phenomenal baseball player, left the Washington Nationals to an organization in his own division, they rallied together. There was something about that. They felt backstabbed. They went on this miracle journey and won a World Series. I'm not telling you the 76ers are going to go win a championship this year now. But what I am saying is there's something about the brotherhood of sticking together throughout this ugliness. When you face adversity as a core, it brings you together as a family. Maybe Joel, Tobias, Maxi. Yo, this fool in Ben. This fool in Ben. What is he doing? And maybe they know internally he held us back. Danny Green wants to say one thing to the media, one thing to the fans, but thinking behind his ears, well, the fans thing was a shot more at the booing in general of the team when they're not doing well, and he came at our throats that way. That wasn't really a Ben thing, but in general, Dwight Howard on his Instagram, Danny Green, all these people making comments about Ben Simmons, how great he is. Maybe there was an element to it where in the back of their head, they're going, whew, you know what? I would love to play with a pick and roll guard. I would love to play with someone who can utilize dribbling the basketball around the screen and shooting off the dribble and hitting a mid-range jumper, being able to work off the bounce, creating his own shot. That would be nice. So maybe there's this element of let's prove this guy wrong. Or not even him, but even the national media doubters now. And I'm not saying that I feel differently from what the national media might feel in terms of wins and losses without a Ben Simmons. But maybe, look, they think we're going to blow. They think we're going to suck. Everybody out there doesn't believe that we could do it, led by a Joel Embiid who could possibly be an MVP. We've seen him play at that level for a full season. So is there a rally involved by the crew? I guess I can rule it out of the equation. I'll tell you what's fantastic, though. DraftKings Sportsbook. It's been a great start to the NFL season, and it's only getting better at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings is kicking off another week of action by giving all new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $1 in any football game this week and receive $150 in free bets instantly, no matter what. And this football season, all customers can swing big with DraftKings same-game parlays. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Brodes to receive $150 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any football game. That's promo code Brodes to get $150 in free bets instantly this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Before we get to a couple reactions on the Anytime Hotline, I do want to bring up here what Michael Lee had to say, who tweeted this out about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons sank the 76ers championship hopes by refusing to shoot and has now tanked his trade value by refusing to show up. He has some legit gripes about being thrown under the bus after his flop, but Philly won't forgive him for running from accountability from his own failings. You know, there's when the whole Brett Brown thing happened, there's reports about accountability and people need to be a lot stronger on and off the court. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid as a core. You know, we really need to come together. Yeah, on and off the court, Ben. How about you actually look at your own damn words and this team as a whole, you know, talk about accountability under Brett Brown. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. You're a hypocrite. You're doing exactly what you said happened under Brett Brown. And it's because of you. Everybody else can be held accountable. Seth Curry's not playing good enough defense. Tyrese Maxey was one of our worst defenders before. Tobias, I need you to get stronger defensively. He sure did. Joel, you got another step in your game. Absolutely. Everyone took their strides and their leaps except you, and now you're not holding yourself accountable. So here's that Jason Dumas fella. Some context. Last year, all the key decision makers in the Sixers organization has signed off on a Simmons-Harden trade, including Joel Embiid. Ben was informed by the organization that he was likely being moved. It didn't materialize, and all parties moved forward without friction. But that has been a point of contention with Ben as it pertains to the current situation. I can't confirm whether he reports to camp or not. He probably won't, but that situation is fluid. I can reiterate that he has no interest in playing another game as a Sixer. Ben is well aware of how the majority of Sixers fans feel about him. There are several organized groups planning to boo him. That cracks me up. In Camden, the day camp opens. He wants no part of that. Okay. What a loser statement. Also, another loser statement here is from Quincy, who tweets at me. What's the problem? He wants to move on just like all of y'all. Again, the philosophy of players needing to handle constant backlash is flawed. We're not talking about constant backlash. We're talking about shooting a basketball. See, that's where this gets all lost in the sauce here. Is the people that are somehow defending Ben, because there still are people defending Ben Simmons. Yes, that is true. Oh, he's going to show you in another city. Oh, wait until he doesn't have a center. It's not Ben that's the problem. It's playing with the center like Joel Embiid that's so ball dominant. He needs floor spacers. Okay, yeah, just surround Ben Simmons with floor spacers and let me know how the half-court offense goes, where you just have four guys standing around and Ben Simmons trying to create something off the bounce. It is impossible. And then good luck relying in Game 7, late clutch moments. Who you going to? A washed-up 37-year-old three-point shooter in clutch moments for 4 straight minutes off of a dribble penetration kick-out in half-court sets against good teams? Good luck, Ben. Good luck. But we're not talking about, like, we're just bashing him to bash him. It's not just nitpicking a game. This isn't nitpicking. Where if you start nitpicking Joel, that's where it can get bothersome. Somehow, some way, we have transitioned into a world where allowing someone to not shoot a basketball in an NBA game, it's now being bullied. Now we're bullying him, apparently. Now we're just screaming at him to scream at him. No. We're holding him accountable, which is what he wanted and a lot of the teammates wanted under Brett Brown, and that's why I got him fired. So, let's go. Ben, you know what's next for you. All right, let's get to the Anytime Hotline. The Anytime Hotline is brought to you by Orbit Energy and Power. With over 20 years of experience in the solar industry, Orbit Energy and Power is home to your solar experts in residential and commercial projects. At Orbit, they're dedicated to making sure your project is completed easily and properly by using high-quality materials and trained professionals to get the job done right. They provide solar, water purification, backup energy services, battery storage, electrical upgrades, new roofs, heating and cooling, and so much more. Check out their information down below in the description. Let's kick things off here on the Anytime Hotline. Here we go.
Brodes, there's honestly nothing more that can or really should be said regarding Ben Simmons. Like, I don't know how many times we can say that we're not at fault. Philly's not at fault for this. this is all on you. This pouting, crying, just this whole drama is all on him, and him not willing to admit his mistakes and shortcomings. I don't know when that's going to get through his head or if it ever will, but that's all it boils down to. I don't know. There's nothing more that should be said about this.
You're absolutely right, where it's on him. It's not our fault whatsoever, although the problem is why we're getting to this point, why we're getting to this level, why we're getting this rise, and why I'm screaming and my face is turning red and purple with a ton of spit flying towards the camera, and I can see it as I let it loose statement by statement. The reason why that is because we're now talking about the ugliness of the way that they're spitting it to make it seem like we are at fault. It is our problem. It's how we handled it. It's everybody else except Ben Simmons. So to get it through everybody's head who's not Ben Simmons, because he's clearly never going to absorb that information, we're just disgusted as a fan base trying to tell everybody. Like, it's foolish to look at our direction. It's silly, but because of the narrative that's been behind us for so damn long, it's constantly going to happen. It's not us. It's the frustration of trying to tell the world, the sports world, it's not us. This is embarrassing from Ben Simmons' perspective. They're going to constantly twist it, though, angle it a certain way so Ben looks like the good guy. And they're forcing it down your throat. And there's so many casuals out there that don't see that. When a report goes out positive about Ben, it's because Clutch Sports does that on purpose. They tell this reporter, hey, make sure you give this out there. Okay. It's one big game that happens behind the scenes. But the casual who flips on ESPN to see Woj won't truly recognize that because they don't know how it all works behind the scenes. It's a lot of nonsense. What's next?
Hey, what's up, Brodes? Listen, Ben Simmons. Everybody, worry about Ben Simmons, and you think he got everybody in a bunch because he don't want to report to camp and he don't want to be a Sixer. But at the end of the day, it's karma. Just let him go. We hold him, whatever. Whenever he leaves, he's going to reap whatever he sow. Because the main fact is basketball. And the fact is that you got to shoot no matter where you go. And the main fact on top of that fact is that it's social media out here. You can't escape Philly. The world is watching. We all got access to you. So no matter where you go, we all can still see you and comment and watch you. So the only thing you're doing is making your life harder than it should be just by doing something that you don't want to do. So at the end of the day, let him be a kid and let him do what he wanted to do because, karma going to get him.
All right, we'll see if that's the case, right? I mean, you're right. This is such an immature, unprofessional way to handle things. And look, it worked for James Harden where he got out of town where he wanted to, and he got shipped to Brooklyn, which is what he wanted to do. He wanted to contend, and ultimately he got into an area where he can contend for an NBA title. So the asylum is ran by these players. So this is kind of just status quo, unfortunately. But you would think if there was like a Zach Ertz approach, right, to put it in perspective here on how Zach Ertz handled a scenario that he was uncomfortable with. He still showed up. He paid his dues. He did it. He did what he needed to do. He showed up. Now, he might have not went about everything perfectly, turning the shorts inside out to make some sort of statement, but he was there and he showed his face. And if Ben wants out that bad, you would think it would be best for both parties instead of this whole this and that and I'm not doing it and you're gonna find me, this and that. It might be beneficial for both parties to just sack up, look at each other and go, you know what, we don't want to work with each other anymore. We understand that. But the best way to handle things for each party, where both of us can benefit the most, would be show up, go to work, and we'll move you, Ben. We'll move you. Or, Ben, where's the internal drive? That's what athletes are all about. The internal drive, the will, the want-to. Jordan Mailata goes from never playing football to a left tackle who's getting paid the big bucks. Why? Because he wanted to. He was determined. He put in the work. He put in the effort. Do you care enough? The answer is no. We know the answer is no. It's crazy, though. It's crazy. Oh, man, it's sickening. All right, we'll go with, what time are we at here? Oof. All right, we'll go with one more for this show. All right, one more call. Here we go.
Ben, you cannot run. You cannot run from shooting, Ben. It's not going to work. I don't give a damn where you go. I don't care if you go to Sacramento. You're going to shoot there, damn it. I don't care if you go to Portland. You're going to shoot there, damn it. But get the hell out of Philly. All that you were was a defensive monster. God, that we're about to lose, but God damn it.
He's just, dude, he's the worst. He's absolutely the worst. He looks at his skill sets and I'm good in so many damn areas. I'm allowed to be flawed in one, but unfortunately for him, he doesn't recognize how damaging that one is. He thinks he makes up for it in other spots because in the regular season, you're able to squeeze by. It's a different type of beast. It's not what playoff basketball is all about, though. You're playing a different sport. Imagine talking about hockey and talking about football, right? That's two different sports. Well, imagine regular season basketball and postseason basketball being in the same context of you're playing a different brand, a style that doesn't work in the regular season. Doesn't work in the regular, what works in the regular season doesn't work here. So yeah, all the all-stars. Oh, that's great. I'm an all-star. Oh yeah, I get invited to all these places because I'm one of the cool kids. Except you suck at basketball in the playoffs. And the only thing people care about is the playoffs. And the only thing that matters is succeeding in the playoffs. No one cares if you're great in the regular season, dude. That gets boring. It's fine early on when you're figuring out a young player. Okay, look, they're showing you moments. But unless you do it in the crucial times, it means squats. And Ben, not only are you failing, Tobias Harris failed late. Tobias Harris failed, right? There's a difference between failing and then what Ben Simmons did. I could live with missing shots. I could live with drawing up plays and maybe the play wasn't executed. Now, I'll bitch, I'll complain, I'll get upset, right? But moral of the story is you attempted. You attempted. And it's sad that you're not even attempting. That's where you lose us, Ben. That's where you lose us. You sat there and you did nothing. And the amount of people that supported you for a while, I jumped off the train about a year ago. But the amount of blood, sweat, and tears that us defenders at one point put in, you have no idea. You take it for granted. And now, well, good luck the day you step back in the Wells Fargo Center. I want to buy floor tickets for that. I'm going to go on to SeatGeek or something, look at the seats, and buy floor seats for that game. Oh, I got to be front row for that. Are you kidding me? That's going to be maybe bigger than the NFC Championship game, Eagles-Vikings. Oh, he's going to get annihilated. You know what's going to happen? He'll probably be a scratch. Probably won't play. There'll be some sort of a groin that he's monitoring or precautionary measures with his finger or whatever it is. They're going to come up with some nonsense the day that whatever team he goes to plays Philadelphia, for sure, 1,000%. Or part of what he'd be willing to accept and tell the other team, hey, we'll be okay with this. Because I'm sure the Sixers, Daryl Morey, will pick up the phone and whatnot, and they'll laugh right away. We're not going to Cleveland. We're not going here. We're not going here. Trust me, we're not going here. And they'll tell the opposing team, you better not trade for me because we won't show up there either to play a bit of hardball. Well, maybe part of the contractual, or not the contractual, but the verbal conversation would be, yeah, whatever team you send us to never plays the Sixers again. If it's a mid-season trade, oh, trust me, I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of it. I'll tell you what is surprising, though, how great BetQL is. Want to get an advantage over your sportsbook? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, and player props. Their sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing, line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store right now to download BetQL. Enter the discount code Brodes at payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. You can find all this information down below. I want to thank everybody so much for listening to today's show, and I will see you next time.